All right, today we're going to talk about how to get our arm speed faster. How do you do that, you may ask? Spin it. Hey DMD family, welcome back to another Discs MD video. Bunky here, and we're gonna keep the theme of getting our arm speed up. With me, that's becoming more and more important to get the most arm speed that I can, because now at 51, I feel like I'm no longer able to increase my arm speed. I just need to keep it from deteriorating. So every little bit, every nook and cranny, every little tidbit that I can get to keep my arm speed up, that's what I'm working on doing. So last video, if you haven't seen that one, I'll link it up here somewhere, probably over here. I think that's where it links. We talked about keeping the elbow up and out, right? The shoulder protracted, elbow up. We had the little ball drill. And that does help with what we're talking about today. The thing we're going to focus on today is shrugging, right? And what happens there is when we shrug, we're tense, right? So we're not loose. So that decreases your speed, but it also draws the disc in so that we don't have a lot of clearance, right? If we keep the elbow out and up, that should keep the clearance, but shrugging really hinders us from being able to protract and keep the elbow up. So if you're stubborn like me and you have bad habits like me, there's multiple things that you have to fix in order for us to be able to keep the elbow out and up. And shrugging is one of them. I'm terrible at it. I shrug all the time, which means I'm tensing my upper body. We need to stay loose. That's the key to me. I have to consciously get in my head, relax everything but the upper arm. Everything else needs to be relaxed. So my habit is when I go to pull, because I'm trying to tense up and throw hard, right? I tense everything up and my shoulders just instantly shrug up. So if you have that issue, I've been working on a drill that kind of helps me with that. All right, so here's the drill, and this video is probably going to be the fastest I've ever done. And it's a very simple drill, and again, we're going to go through the progression on this, as I always do. This is all about just mentally focusing on keeping relaxed shoulders and not trying to throw it hard, right? I want to keep my elbow up, but my shoulder down. I don't want to shrug it, right? So you start with standstills, and it's just mentally concentrating on don't tense the shoulders. Don't tense the shoulders. And you're like, well, that's dumb. I could have done that. Okay, so here's the trick that I use, and I got this from Josh's video. I referenced it in the last video. I'm going to reference it again. I'll probably link it down below from like 8 months ago, where he talks about swoop and driving the elbow forward. He talks about putting your hand on your elbow to attach your mind to where your elbow is during your throw. And that's what I want us to do in this drill. I want us to put our hand on our lead shoulder and keep it there the entire throw. And make sure even that you're putting it on heavy and kind of depressing it. Like, so I'll pull down a little bit, right? So with my standstills, it's just keep my arm like this, keep my hand on my shoulder, keep it pulling down, go back to my full, and just make sure that this shoulder doesn't raise up, because I can feel it. Right now if I pull and raise or pull and shrug, I can feel my hand getting pulled into my neck. So I just want to make sure I'm depressing here and throwing through with my hand on my shoulder all the way through the shot. And again, I'll just stand here. I have a stack of 10 of them and just go through. Make sure I'm pulling, even if you want to put pressure down and forward. So make sure you're not retracting, right? That will help you with not retracting. So this will help with not retracting and not shrugging. Right? And then, again, with your progression, just go into an X step. Just do, another stack with your X step, with your hand right here. And then, I'll need to widen the lens here. We do our full walk up with the hand on the shoulder. All the way through, okay? The other thing that this does, actually, a secondary effect, is this arm gets in the way, right? So you can see here, so when I'm coming through, it almost acts like the ball drill too, because this arm is in my way when I go to throw. So if I try to collapse, I'm gonna run right into my elbow, or I'm gonna do something weird with my disc to get it under my elbow. So in essence, this drill works both of those, keeping you from shrugging, keeping your elbow up and out so you have clearance past this arm to throw. I've been working on this drill as well as Clint's barrel drill and the ball drill. So I am determined. I am determined to stop shrugging and collapsing my elbow. And all of these things, I think, me focusing on are working toward that end. I have one more drill that I've been working on that sort of helps with this, but also sort of helps with the looseness, especially of our lower arm. And I just gave you a little glimpse of it, but that'll be the next video. But try this out. Make sure, again, that you're down and forward pressure on this hand as you're throwing through, and just mentally keep the shoulders relaxed. Well, that's all I have for you today. Hopefully it was short enough to keep everybody's attention. If you liked it, give it a shot. If it works for you, pass it along to your buddies who are having problems with this, and hope we help out a lot of people with this drill. Again, as always, thank you for your support and for tuning in and for your comments. Keep the comments going. I love talking about this stuff with people. But until next time, enjoy the journey. Here's your verse of the day.